Oh no! Oh! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh! Oh!
Hey guys, how's it going? All right, it's a beautiful summer day out there. I shouldn't be inside doing this video, but I haven't done one in so long that I have to get this done, otherwise it's just never gonna get done. So today what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be discussing a little bit about the current situation with Ethereum, what you're gonna be doing if you're still gonna be mining, the difficulty bomb is still going off, the price of ETH is plummeting, the 100% unlock on the LHR is going on, so that just also increased the difficulty. So one of my servers, Cougar, the power supply one, it was one of those Chinese cheap power supplies. I knew it was gonna go at some point. I went a couple of weeks ago, and so I looked into buying another power supply. Didn't really feel like investing more because the Ethereum bomb was just going off and all that other stuff. So they since have said that they're delaying the difficulty bomb for a couple of months. So that incentivized me to go get another power supply. I did try to sell the 3080s while it was down over the last couple of weeks, and like the money I was getting for them was just not worth it. So I basically I'm committed, I'm in it. I'm gonna be mining for as long as you can mine, even after the merge. So today we're just gonna take a look at me replacing the power supply on Cougar, bringing back my system back to 100%, and then we'll take a look at my my farm, see what I'm generating, and then next video is going to be showing you what I did with all of the heat down there, which is really cool. It works like a charm. I'm really happy with it, and it'll probably be like you should have done this video as well. So anyway, stay tuned. We'll touch base after you see the video, and hopefully you like it. Thanks guys.
All right, guys, we are back. So I did a quick video briefly trying to bring back Jester. The power supply died. It was one of those Chinese power supplies that were rated for 240 volt. It was working for a while, and I just kind of let it ride until it died. Wasn't expecting it to last too long, and I've been down for a couple of weeks without a power supply. So I went out and I got this online from a guy at Kijiji, and he said it was a normal power supply, everything is fine, everything is working great, except he neglected to either know or review that that is a C19 plug. So that's not a standard plug. I'd have to get an adapter, and I don't know how that would work on a regular 15 amp circuit. So not to mention that this one also is made for multiple motherboards. So there's like two motherboard 24 pins on here, two motherboard CPU pins on here, and there was only 6 PCI 8-pin connectors. So I was having to do a ton of splits, and we even had to utilize some of the SATA power for the risers. Needless to say, once I got this all wired up and tried to plug it in, I couldn't. So what we have today is we're going to remove that power supply, and I got a refurbished Corsair 1200 watt platinum efficiency power supply. So that's going to go into Jester. I also have some power supplies coming from Red Panda that I might replace it with, especially if I'm going to be adding more cards to this, because they're 2000 watt thermal tape power supplies, so I won't have to worry about power. So for now, we're just gonna do a quick speed view of me, again, disassembling all of this and wiring up the new power supply. So this is a Dell 3080 and I have replaced all the thermal pads and even thermal paste, everything, and still found that the back plate was just getting insanely hot. So I installed these two heat sinks. These are just NVMe heat sinks. And then I was able to actually take off a heat sink from a motherboard that was dead, and I installed it right here, which is like right on the GPU back cores, and it actually really helps. So essentially what I'm gonna do, again, I'm just gonna reapply this, clean this off, put on a new pad, and then refasten this on top here. So once that's done, then we'll start populating the GPUs in here, the three of them, and yeah, we're almost there. All right, so we're done wiring everything up. All of the GPUs are powered on, as well as the PCI risers are not using SATA, which is great. We ended up having enough by splitting each one of the strands. We've got the hard drive set in. The cable management is still a little bit crazy. We ended up having to remove one of the 80mm mid-plate fans over here, and that's okay because, I mean, nothing's coming through here anyways. There's no fan on this side, so it's just hitting the power supply anyway. So that's all right for now until we get a thermal take power supply. So let's bring it back to the mining room and turn it on. All right, here we are in the mining room. We've got Jester sitting here.
It's as cable managed as it's going to get, so let's just try and plug her in and turn her on. Whoa. There we go. Plugged in and powered on. Let me just see if the circuit's on. Yep, they're all on. Okay, so let's turn it on here. Uh-oh. All right, it is on. All three GPUs have the lights on. Fans are moving. I'm gonna actually replace that fan because it's looking slow. Yeah, it's definitely wobbly. So I'm gonna replace that fan with the one that we actually took out of here.
All right, she is complete. She is up and running. We replaced the back fan there, so a little bit more airflow, and we're gonna just set the new overclock settings in this. But before we do that, we're gonna shut her up. All right. And then go upstairs in the computer and take a look. Nice. Sweet. All right, so here is the farm. Everything has been updated. We updated all the NVIDIA drivers. We updated all the operating systems. Cougar is now back online. It's got good temps. And these are all, I've verified that these are all good overclocks. For some reason, the EVGA on this one, if I go any higher, it comes up with a GPU driver error and the whole thing crashes. So this is a pretty good, I mean, 99.3 is fine. As long as it's around 100, then I'm fine with it. So the Dell and the Gigabyte are back up and running at 99.9. So those are really good. This has been offline for probably 3 weeks now, so it feels really good to be able to get it back up and going. The next one in line is the Jester build, which has been just a tank. Has one card here that's got a little bit of higher temperatures, but it's also at the bottom of the rack, or actually on the ground, as you saw earlier. So I'm not too upset with 104. We could bring it down a little bit, but it's not thermal throttling. It's always at 101 or 100 basically. So if it gets any hotter, then either I'll up the air conditioning in there, or I'll take this one out and these two here, because it's weird that there's a 78 and 88 and then 104, 102, 102. Changing these thermal pads was a massive pain to get them right, so I really don't want to have to change the pads again, and I did change them probably like a couple of months ago. So if I can leave it at like 102, 104, that's fine with me. The next one is Maverick, which is 6 3070s, and these are all just, I mean, what can I say about them? That they're just amazing cards. The 3070s are just so efficient. I haven't tweaked. I can get these up to 62, but 61.9 is fine. This one's a little bit lower because it tends to have some rejected shares on it for some reason. So this is the NVIDIA one, but the rest of them, 61.9 or 62 is perfectly fine. Then we're gonna go to, oops, oh my gosh, Derek. Then we'll go to Viper, which is another 3070 rig where there's 6 3070s in it. They're all around 61.9, except for this one here. The EVGA is a little bit lower just because it's it does generate some rejected shares when I boost it up a little bit. So, but the wattages on these are just so good. 120, 119, like look at the wattages of these. The 3070s are just incredible. Yeah, 123, like these are just amazing. And then when you go to the 3080s, things get a little bit hectic here. We got 236, 236, 240. I set 240 as a max, and in fact, I'm gonna do that as well with Cougar, because I don't want them to be going over 240. So this one, I'm gonna change this to power limit to 240. Apply. It's already at 257. I don't know why it's going so high. And then we'll set these as well as 240, because you shouldn't have to generate more than 240 watts to get 100 mega hash out of these cards. So let's just cap that at 240, so we're not out of control on the power here. And we'll see if this goes down any. So, but besides that, this is my farm. It's the Top Gun farm, and we've got how many cards? 20 cards, and 20 cards on that portion, but I also have another 3080 that's in my Plex rig, and I have a 2060 Super that is what I'm running this on here. So there's 2 extra cards, so 22 cards in total, and I can add like probably another 20 cards or more in that server rack, because it's just got tons of space. So all right, guys, let me know what you think. Hopefully this was a quick one. And yeah, I'm really happy that I got Cougar back online. Gonna have to see if I can return that other power supply, because that was like $300 that I don't have. So anyways, that was awesome. Thanks for stopping by. Take a look at my other videos if you want. I got some tutorials and everything. I will be trying to do more videos more often, but you know how it goes. It's life. So, all right, guys, thanks a lot. See ya.